Saud, His Royal Highness the Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, and His Excellency, Chairman of the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, Turkey Al Sheikh. This great event is being brought to you by Riyadh Season and the General Entertainment Authority, GIA, with Frank Warren for Queensberry Promotions, Bob Arum for Top Rank Incorporated, Eddie Hearn for Matchroom Boxing, Gold Star Promotions, Boxer, World of Boxing, and Sella, along with their great sponsors: Saudi Tourism Authority, Saudi National Bank, STC, Dr. Suleiman Al Habib Medical Group, Saudia Airlines, New Muraba Development Company, and Lucid Motors. A big thanks to those great sponsors. This great event will be shown in the UK and worldwide on DAZN, in the UK on TNT Sports Box Office and Sky Sports Box Office, and in the United States, the main event exclusively shown on ESPN+. Let's now get the weigh-in process started. Our first two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 4-round international super welterweight contest. Let's first welcome a native of Culiacan, Sinaloa, Mexico, now fighting out of Bratislava, Slovakia. He is a veteran of 61 professional bouts. Let's welcome Cristian Lopez Flores. And now let's welcome a native of Switzerland, now fighting out of Downey, California, USA. Tomorrow, making his professional boxing debut, here is Marco Maric. First to the scale, we will welcome Cristian Lopez Flores. $151.9 for Cristian Lopez Flores. Now to the scale, Marco Maric. $152.6 for Marco Maric.
The British circuit.
Once again, these two
absolutely.
Tomorrow
Has will travel. He doesn't need asking twice, does he? Mario Maric is with Manny Robles. I saw those two when they weighed in earlier today. All these fighters, it's worth pointing out, apart from the heavyweights, weighed in at lunchtime, and this is a ceremonial weigh-in, so they'll have replenished and rehydrated and everything like that since then, because you can't ask them to wait until 9 o'clock in the evening. Weighing in at midday is standard practice, so they've actually got this difficult bit out of the way, and that refueling process will be underway.
Well, that was indeed a late addition to the card.
Let's continue. Our next two fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 4-round international lightweight contest. Let's welcome, coming to us from Sucre, Colombia, his professional record, 3 wins with 2 defeats. Here is Jesus Gonzalez.
Well, it's a big opportunity for Jesus Gonzalez. Takes on the debutant, Mohammed Alakel.
And before we welcome our next fighter, we would like to recognize joining us here today, His Excellency Turki Alasheikh.
Great to see His Excellency in attendance again this evening.
Now let's welcome from Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, making his professional debut, Mighty Mohammed Alakel.
This is huge for Mighty Mo. He donned that Saudi Arabian flag earlier in the week. It must be a very proud moment for him.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, it's his debut as well, and look at the card that he's debuting on. I mean, I wish I had my debut on a card like this, do you know what I mean? So yeah, good luck to the lad.
131.6 for Jesus Gonzalez. Now to the scale, Mohammed Alakel.
Well, he's trained by Joe Gallagher, part of that camp with Jack Massey.
131.6 for Mighty Mohammed Alakel.
Doesn't appear to be an awful lot of nerves there. Looks good.
Yeah, he does. This one was set at 1-3-2.
Ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 4-round.
But as Hamza said, as professional debuts go, this is some scene to be a part of, and I wonder when the nerves will kick in, because they will. They do for every professional debut. Handling it in this kind of setting is not the easiest thing.
Especially being a local as well, do you know what I mean? Being a local, you have all the support and backing.
Well, they could both be very nervous. It's a big night for both of them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Mighty Mo joins Olivia on the stage for a quick word.
Mohammed, we've got to the weigh-in. I mean, what have you made of just this whole week and being here?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really good experience, you know, especially for the future. All the hard work is done now under than 24 hours to go itching to get in there and get the work done.
Have you found today making weight the hardest day out of them?
No, it was pretty simple. It was easy.
And how much would this mean, of course, fighting out of your home country? You were born in Riyadh. What would it mean to get the win on your professional debut?
It means a lot to represent my country and, you know, honored.
Good luck tomorrow night.
Very much.
Well, that was Mighty Mo Alakel. The actual audio wasn't, couldn't hear it there, where whatever Mighty Mo said, but I'm sure he's looking forward to his big professional debut
Our next
Saturday
two
night.
fighters competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round contest. It will be for the IBF International Light Heavyweight Championship. Let's first welcome the challenger, coming to us from Sheffield, England. He brings a professional record consisting of 23 wins, 6 defeats, with 10 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is the former Commonwealth champion, Liam Cannonball Cameron.
Well, here comes the Cannonball on what is a huge night for him, a stage he probably never expected to be on. But here he is, taking on Ben
And
Whittaker.
now let's welcome the defending champion from Darlaston, West Midlands, England. Undefeated with 8 wins, 5 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Also a 2020 Olympic silver medalist. Here is the reigning and defending IBF International Light Heavyweight Champion, Ben the Surgeon Whittaker.
Well, delighted to be in the company of a potential future opponent of Ben Whittaker, Ezra Taylor. What are you thinking looking at Ben Whittaker as he approaches the stage?
Just look at him as a future opponent, man. He's a cool kid, I can't lie to you. I'm excited to see what he's going to do tomorrow. But, you know, yeah, there's smoke for the future.
174.6 for the challenger, Liam Cannonball Cameron.
Liam Cameron makes the
Now
weight,
to the
no
scale,
problem.
the defending champion, Ben Whitaker.
Well, here comes the surgeon now approaching the scales. It's his Riyadh season debut. Olympic silver medalist.
174.9 for Ben the Surgeon Whitaker.
Looks in tip-top shape. I'm looking forward to this face-off because it did get a little bit feisty yesterday between Ben Whitaker and Liam Cameron.
Tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round contest for the IBF International Light Heavyweight
But both in good
Championship.
shape, Ezra. Both.
I don't know about all of that. But, yeah. You know, they're both ready for it. They're both fit. They're both putting in the work. You know, and we're going to see what's what, man. I like Cameron because he said he's a Sheffield Bertie beef. I can't really see it, but, you know, we may see it tomorrow.
Well, we will find out the answer tomorrow night. Is Liam Cameron Sheffield's answer to Artur Beterbiev, or is he just going to fall victim to Ben Whitaker? Is it going to be a career best performance? It looks like the toughest test of his career as Ben Whitaker nods. Liam Cameron doesn't break the stare here. Couple of words exchanged there. Ben Whitaker has been sort of jibing. I think he's pointing at various parts of his body, suggesting maybe he isn't in the best shape.
He's always got something to say. You can rely on him for that. We discovered yesterday that he's actually a left-handed orthodox fighter, Ben Whitaker, naturally left-sided, which isn't super unusual, but it's not the norm, obviously. If you set up as orthodox, usually your strongest side is your right-hand side.
Does he look nervous to you, Ezra, Ben Whitaker?
No, not at all, man. He looks like he's enjoying it. And Liam Cameron don't look nervous either. You know, it's a good spectacle. Two different or polar opposites of personalities. I'm looking forward to it, I really am.
Well, Ben Whitaker is about to join Olivia on the stage. Let's hear from the surgeon.
Here with the self-proclaimed Beterbiev of Sheffield. What were you and Ben saying up there to each other?
He was just saying he can hear me heartbeat, but he was shitting his head. Do you know what? The talking's done. I'm not a talker. Ben's the talker, I'm not.
You know, it was 18 months ago. You were battling with demons. You were in the back of an ambulance. You thought you might die. You said you were going to turn your life over to boxing, and look where you are right now. What does being here mean to you?
Oh, it's everything. Ben thinks I'm scared of him. I've been way worse than that.
Well, I wish you luck.
Thank you very much.
Let's send it over to Liv.
Thank you very much, Todd. I mean, Ben, Liam just said there to Todd that he thinks you were scared as you were facing up, looking at him face to face.
I think the perfect thing was on. I ain't never scared. You know what I mean? When you work the way I work, preparate the way I preparate, there's no reason to be scared, especially when the Lord's on my side.
What was being said between you two up there?
I can see that heart beating out his chest, but at the end of the day, the work's done, the talking's done. It's go time tomorrow.
And what have you got planned then for the next 24 hours before this big fight?
Go back to the hotel, play a bit of Uno.
Love Uno.
What can I say? Then whoop that boy tomorrow. That's how we're going.
Thank you very much. Good luck, Ben.
Thank you very much.
What we've heard from Ben Whitaker, we've heard from the Cannonball. That is a very interesting light heavyweight fight tomorrow. Of course, not the most interesting light heavyweight fight on the card, but one that has certainly got me curious and certainly got you curious, Andy Clark.
Absolutely, absolutely. Liam Cameron will bring it to the max. He's experienced, he won't be intimidated, he will have a method and a plan and he will stick to it. He will ask some serious questions of Whitaker, and if Whitaker is what we think it is, he needs to pass
competing
them.
tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round contest. It will be for the women's WBC Featherweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome the challenger, coming to us from High Wycombe, England, bringing an undefeated record with 9 wins. 2 of her 9 wins coming by way of knockout. She is the current women's WBC International Featherweight Champion, the Omen, Raven Chapman.
Well, here comes the Omen, Raven Chapman, once again coming out to a bit of Metallica just like she did earlier in the week. She said she treats every fight like a world title fight. This is one.
Now let's welcome the defending world champion from Queensland, Australia, a 2020 Olympian, now undefeated as a professional with 11 wins, 1 win coming by way of knockout. Here is the reigning and defending women's WBC featherweight champion of the world, future undisputed Skye Nicolson. Let's first welcome to the scale the challenger, Raven Chapman. $125.9 for the challenger, the Omen, Raven Chapman. Now to the scale the defending world champion, Skye Nicolson. The same as her opponent, 125.9 for the defending world champion, future undisputed Skye Nicolson. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, these two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 10-round contest for the women's WBC Featherweight Championship of the World.
This is a big one. History in the kingdom. The first female fight of Riyadh season. The first World Championship fight in Saudi Arabia from females. It's a brilliant one. Unbeaten Skye Nicolson, unbeaten Raven Chapman. It's Queensberry versus Matchroom. We can't wait for this one, Andy.
It's built and built and built. It was a good fight when it was made, but it was a fight we were expecting. But as the days have gone by, there's become a greater sense of anticipation about it.
There we are. This isn't just a normal fight, Raven. This is the first ever female world championship bout in Saudi Arabia. How does it feel for you to be making history?
Yeah, it feels amazing. It feels like such an honor to be able to be here, make some history. It's not often you get to do that these days, so I'm trying to make sure I go down in the history books and become world champion tomorrow night.
You've predicted a knockout. We know you have the power to do it, but it's hard to lay a glove on her. You've seen her fights in the past. How do you intend to get inside and to punch her in the face as hard as you think you can?
I'll show you exactly how I do that tomorrow.
Look forward to it.
Thank you very much.
All right, over to Olivia.
Skye, it got a little bit tense, especially at the press conference yesterday. Do you like it when that happens?
It's definitely new territory for me. I want to thank His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh for this opportunity to be here. I know we have a very empowering position on Saturday night. Tomorrow night, it's finally here. Can't wait.
You still got a huge smile on your face. What makes you so confident that you are going to beat her?
I trust my preparation. I know what I'm capable of, and now it's just time to do the job. I can't wait for tomorrow night.
Good luck tomorrow, Skye.
Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Skye Nicolson, Raven Chapman. Loving the questions, loving the answers. Two confident, undefeated fighters about to make history in the kingdom. The first female fight in Riyadh season, and what a cracker it is. See Hamza Shiraz, plenty joining in attendance here. Of course, His Excellency Turki Al-Sheikh is here.
Great to see him a couple of days in a row, actually, because he is really, really busy. You know, he has other things to do apart from the boxing, and during fight weeks, to have him 2 days in a row is quite rare, actually.
Yeah, great to see him. It was amusing yesterday when Eddie Hearn went through the list of kind of Riyadh season shows and omitted, for some reason or the other, the Queensberry versus Matchroom 5 versus 5. His Excellency Turki Al Sheikh was very quick to point out that he'd forgotten about the 5 versus 5.
A bit of selective amnesia there from Edward, wasn't it?
I think so.
But they're really desperately hoping for a win, Matchroom, honestly, in this fight between Nicholson and Chapman. You asked him about it at the top of the show, and he's being good-humoured, but he'll be busting for a win. Absolutely no question.
Yeah, it's exactly that for that Queensberry Matchroom element. And Eddie was quick to raise, there are other opportunities. There's Liam Davis against Shabazz Masood coming up. They can claw it back perhaps. There's talk of another 5 versus 5. I think that's all but been announced now. So there will be opportunities. But tell me, how are you seeing this Sky Nicholson-Raven Chapman fight as we are 24 hours away?
It's just a classic stylistic matchup, isn't it? I was talking to Eddie Lamb, Sky Nicholson's trainer, earlier on, and Bradley Skeet was in the background, and they said it reminds me of Bradley Skeet's fight against Sam Eggington from back in the day. Bradley Skeet was the iBox slick stylist up against Eggington, who was the more aggressive come forward fighter who needed to find a way past that jab of Skeet's, and he couldn't do it that night. If Raven Chapman can't get past the jab of Nicholson, then she's going to get her head boxed off for 10 rounds. She'll go the way of other people. But if she can employ that lateral movement, get off the line, not come in straight lines, as she pointed out herself the other day, then she's got a chance to take it to her up close, and we'll see what happens. We haven't seen Nicholson fight like that. It doesn't mean she can't. She could be able to do it any which way for all we know, and maybe she will be future undisputed. I just love the build-up. I love the fact that Nicholson's been happy to go there and put that pressure on herself. But I like Chapman's steely confidence.
Tomorrow in a scheduled
Let's head back to Thomas Tribe.
Contest. It will be for the vacant IBO Middleweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome, coming to us from Białystok, Poland. He brings a professional record consisting of 25 wins, 2 defeats, 2 draws, with 8 wins coming by way of knockout. He is a former world title challenger, Kamil Szeremeta. And now let's welcome from Brighton, England. His professional record, 33 wins, 3 defeats, with 24 of his 33 wins coming by way of knockout. He is a former British champion and former IBO super middleweight world champion. Here is Chris Eubank Jr. We now welcome to the scale first, Kamil Szeremeta. $159.12 for Kamil Szeremeta. And now to the scale, Chris Eubank Jr. The same as his opponent, $159.12 for Chris Eubank Jr. These two competing tomorrow in a scheduled 12-round contest for the vacant IBO Middleweight Championship of the World.
Well, this is the Riyadh season debut of Chris Eubank Jr. Kamil Szeremeta has kind of oozed confidence this week. Could an upset be on the cards, Andy?
It all depends really what Eubank we see and what Szeremeta has got left. Eubank was working pretty hard right up until the weigh-in to dip under 160. He made it to the scales a bit after everybody else. I wouldn't say he was late, really. He was in a different hotel, but he arrived in his boxing boots, so that told me something. Jeremeta, I think, has got that vibe about him whereby this might be it for him at the weekend. He's been treading water the last 2 or 3 years. When you do that into your 30s, what it means is that when it comes time to dig really deep, you don't really know what's there, what's left. He'll be hoping enough is left to really tear the script up on Saturday. Eubank has to make sure that doesn't happen.
Well, this is one of those fights where a lot of the conversation has been about the next opponent. It's been about Chris Eubank Jr.'s hit list, who he could fight in the future, the names. Even earlier today, there was a bit of an altercation with Conor Benn. All of that happening, that, for me, these are bad ingredients.
Dangerous.
Yeah. Well, we're going to hear from both fighters very shortly. Chris Eubank Jr. will join Olivia for an interview. We should be hearing from Kamil Szeremeta too.
Doing an interview, I'm going to take my shirt off. So we've got a shirtless Chris Eubank Jr. Chris, you've embraced this culture all of this week. Just tell me what fight week has been like for you.
It's been a roller coaster, but it's been fun. It's been, the weight cut went well. The interviews went well. The press conferences went well. Everything's gone perfect. Now all I have to do is get in that ring and do what I've been preparing to do my whole life, which is take guys apart in style.
I was going to say, is it not just about winning, but making a statement tomorrow night?
It's about looking sexy. That's it. That's all I got to do.
And just finally, I have to ask you about the Conor Benn incident. From your point of view, what happened today?
From my point of view, that little insect is a coward. He waited until I was cutting weight, dehydrated, and malnourished to come and step to me. And he showed his true colors. But at the end of the day, I'm not worried about Conor Benn. I'm not thinking about that guy. I got to go out there and I got to deal with this tough opponent in Kamil Szeremeta. After I've dealt with Kamil, Conor's next.
Good luck tomorrow night, Chris.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, Andy, I'm not sure about all this. I'm not sure about this. I'm going to deal with this person after I beat this person. That is a classic case of looking past your opponent. Looking past your opponent who is a former European champion, who's only been stopped at a very good level in Gennady Golovkin and Jaime Munguia. I'm not sure his mind's on the job. But tell me I'm wrong, Andy.
He's an interesting character, though, Eubank. He is very experienced. He's been around the block a few times. I wouldn't be completely amazed. I'm not saying this is what happens, but I wouldn't be completely amazed if he had half an idea that was going to happen with Conor Benn.
Well, let's head back to Thomas Treiber.
12-round contest. It will be for the IBF Cruiserweight Championship of the World. Let's first welcome the challenger coming to us from Manchester, England. He brings a professional record consisting of 22 wins, 2 defeats, with 12 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the current EBU European and Commonwealth Cruiserweight Champion, Jack One Smack Massey. And now let's welcome the defending world champion from Gold Coast, Australia, a 2012 Olympian, now undefeated as a professional with 25 wins, 19 of his 25 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the current Ring Magazine champion, and tomorrow night, the reigning and defending IBF Cruiserweight Champion of the World, Jai Opetaia. Let's now welcome to the scale the challenger, Jack Massey. $199.12 for the challenger, Jack One Smack Massey. Now to the scale, the defending world champion, Jai Opetaia. $198.9 for the defending world champion, Jai Opetaia. Once again, these two competing tomorrow in a single 12-round contest for the IBF Cruiserweight Championship of the World.
Look at the intensity in the eyes of Jai Opetaia, but look at Jack Massey staring right back at him. I've loved the build-up to this one, Andy.
It's been terrific. It really has. I love where Massey is. I think he's in a really good place. It's a tough task, we know that, but it reminds me of a line at the end of Any Given Sunday. Al Pacino's character, talking about life on that edge, says, on any given Sunday, you're either going to win or you're going to lose. The point is, are you going to win or lose like a man? Are you going to look yourself in the mirror and know, win, lose or draw, you did everything you could have done? And that's where Massey is. Will it be enough? We will find out on Saturday night, but it's got great ingredients.
No, absolutely. The press conference was great fun. They shook hands. They both vowed to take belts home for their daughter. Two intense characters. Let's hear from them.
Jack, a lot of hype obviously around Jai Opetaia. Are you buying that? Is he as good as everyone seems to think he is?
We'll see on Saturday night. Tomorrow, that'll tell.
Yeah. So what's it going to take to beat him? What do you have to do?
Just have to beat myself and get in there and fight. You know, that fire burning in my belly, that's going to give me the push and just do what I do best.
You saw in his last fight, he struggled in the championship rounds. He seemed to run out of gas. If it does go to rounds 11 and 12, how prepared are you to step up there and finish it?
I always finish strong. Every fight I finish strong, and I'm going to be there. I'm going to drag him into deep waters, and that's where I'm going to get him. I'm going to punish him.
Can't wait to see it. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
All right, Liv?
Thanks, Todd. Jai, I mean, did you hear what Jack said there? He thinks by getting in the ring, being himself is enough to beat you. Do you think that's enough to beat you?
Man, I'm pumped. You know, I'm ready to put on a show. We've done the trenches. We've been in the hard work. I'm ready to go to war.
He says if it gets to the latter rounds, that's where he's going to get you.
Yeah, we'll see, man. Skills pay the bills. You know what I mean? Everyone wants to be a tough guy, but skills pay the bills.
I mean, it has been pretty respectful between you two. The belt is there, but it's more than just a belt. It's about taking that belt home to your daughter, isn't it?
It is. It's for our families. And I see the look in his eyes. He's got that same hunger, so it's going to be a good fight.
Good luck on Saturday night.
Thank you very much.
Great interviews from both guys. Both had a little sprinkle of we'll see. I think they've been listening to Artur Beterbiev this week, but both also vowing, you know, to pick up the win. What was interesting to me, Andy, was the idea that Opetaia will tire later in the fight.
Well, I can see where the theory comes from, because the wheels did come off a bit in that second fight against Briedis, as they did in the first, but he had a double jaw break in the first. In the second, he'd broken his nose, was swallowing blood and felt like he was drowning, so there is a reason why it happened. He's a tough guy, Opetaia, but so's Jack Massey. What they want is a hard fight. Neither one of these wants anything other than a real proper hard fight. I love it.
That's interesting, because I'm not sure I agree, because Opetaia keeps saying skills pay the bills. That's not I'm going to come and beat you up. That's I'm going to outslick you, outbox you.
But he loves a ruck. He loves a
two
ruck.
fighters competing tomorrow in a rematch. It is scheduled for 12 rounds, and it will be for the British Commonwealth and WBA International Heavyweight Championships. Let's first welcome the challenger, coming to us from Burton-on-Trent, Staffordshire, England. A 2020 Olympic bronze medalist, now undefeated as a professional with 8 wins, 1 draw, 6 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Here is Frazer, the Eraser Clarke. And And now let's welcome the defending champion from Ipswich, England, bringing an undefeated record with 17 wins, 1 draw, 16 of his 17 wins coming by way of knockout. He is the reigning and defending British, Commonwealth, and WBA International Heavyweight Champion, Fabio Wardley. First, we welcome to the scale the challenger, Frazer Clarke. $271.3 for the challenger, Frazer the Eraser Clarke. Now to the scale, the defending champion, Fabio Wardley. $241.6 for the defending champion, Fabio Wardley. These two compete tomorrow in a rematch scheduled for 12 rounds. It will be for the British, Commonwealth, and WBA International Heavyweight Championships.
This is the rematch of an absolute thriller back in March. One of the best British title fights that you will ever see. They can't agree on who won. One thing they agree on is that this is round 13, Andy.
Absolutely, I cannot wait for this. It was 12 rounds of utter soul-destroying carnage the first time, but they both came through it, and that was the point. They know what that's like now. It doesn't mean that they'll be looking forward to doing it again, but they know that they can go there if they have to. In terms of their weights, they're about the same. Frazer's a bit heavier, Fabio's a bit lighter, but for the initial fight, they weighed in at lunchtime. Tonight, they're weighing in the evening, so it's as was, really.
Well, nice handshake there. We're going to hear from both Fabio Wardley and Frazer Clarke. The first fight was so fantastic. Truly one of the best British title fights that you'll ever see, and the rematch lands on a huge stage here in Riyadh on the undercard of Beterbiev versus Bivol. History in the making in the kingdom. Let's hear from Fabio Wardley and Frazer Clarke.
All right, Big Fraze, your fight earlier this year, a Fight of the Year candidate. What's the build-up to this fight been compared to that fight?
It's been a good build-up. You know, I think two good characters, me and Fabio. We've done what we can out here to promote the fight. We've talked question after question after question, and now it's time to do the business, get in there and actually fight.
Do you expect this to be a barn burner beat down like it was last fight, or do you think this will be more definitive in your favor?
It's definitely going to be more definitive in my favor, but this is a fight, mate, no mistake about it. There's a lot of professional rivalry here. He wants to win, I want to win. There can only be one, and I'm going to give it my absolute all to make sure I go home with them titles.
You said in one of your previous interviews, it comes down to who's improved the most. What will we see in the ring tomorrow night that you will show us that you've improved?
You have to wait and see for that one, my friend. I can't give all the secrets away.
No secrets.
No chance.
Well, best of luck to you, Big Phrase. Okay, let's send it over to Olivia.
Thank you very much. I mean, no secrets on Fraser. What are we going to see change from your game in particular, Fabio, from that first fight?
Yeah, look, me and the team we've looked through the tape a lot of times, and there's some minor adjustments to make. I felt like I had a lot of success with the way I fought, that first fight and the way it went. So, yeah, there's going to be some adjustments, but look, with me, you know what you're going to get, entertainment, and I'm not going to be on the biggest stage at one of the biggest events and on one of the biggest cards and not deliver. So Saturday night is going to be fantastic.
I mean, you mentioned one of the biggest fight cards, one of the biggest fights, Riyadh season. What have you made of all of this?
Yeah, look, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I said yesterday at the presser that I was privileged enough to be at the opening of Riyadh season the first time year on, and like I say, we're a year on now, and it just gets bigger and bigger, and the lights, the camera, the stage, it gets more and more grandiose. So again, I'm just honoured and privileged to be here, and I'm looking forward to the main event as well.
I think everyone else is looking forward to your fight especially and the main event. Thank you so much, Fabio. Good luck.
Thank you.